Hi, my name is Josh Gottry. Welcome to today's weekly lesson. We're going to look at one of the three primary 4-mallet grips today. We're looking at the Burton Grip. Burton Grip, obviously a reference to Gary Burton, great percussionist, most notably recognized for his work as a jazz vibraphonist. But certainly this grip is not limited in its application to performing jazz vibes. We're going to look at the basics of the grip as far as how it's held and some of the strokes that are involved, hopefully get you started in using the grip comfortably. So the Burton Grip is a cross grip, which means the mallets do cross in the hands. So to get started, typically I recommend students go ahead and put one hand at a time, go ahead and set the mallets down on an instrument, cross the outside mallet. So we're going to start with the right hand. We're going to cross the outside mallet shaft over the inside mallet shaft. Take our index finger, put it right there in that triangle, and then go ahead and pick up the mallets from there. So that gets us started. At least we have the mallets in the hand the right way. We have the outside mallet crossed over the inside, and then only that finger, that index finger, stays between those two first mallets, at least primarily in that little V. If you look at the underside of the mallet, we're going to go ahead and use the middle finger to hold this mallet that passed between the middle and ring finger there on top, and then we use those back two fingers to open the inside mallet or to close again and help squeeze those mallets together. The thumb also plays a part there. As the mallets open, the thumb will come inside that primary triangle, help open the mallets, and then as the mallets close, we'll go ahead and pull that thumb back outside and just allow the index finger to be between the two mallets as we change those intervals. So the first thing to practice certainly is just being able to pick up the mallets quickly. Again, outside over inside, index finger in that V shape, and then the rest of the fingers wrap around. We want to keep that middle finger anchored on this outside mallet as it passes through the hand so that the grip remains stable and doesn't move around inside the hand. Okay, thumb is going to be used to open and close that interval along with the back fingers that are going to pull as well as the mallets open. Do it with one hand, of course we should do it with the other. So left hand, cross the outside over the inside, first finger goes in that V, the rest of the fingers wrap around, those back fingers are controlling the outside mallet, middle finger anchoring that mallet that passes between, the back fingers are controlling the inside mallet, the middle finger anchoring that outside mallet, and then the thumb also is allowed to open and close the two mallets together. Okay, so then you've got the grip established. Again, we've got a cross grip, so it does cross in the hand. Most often, people who play Burton Grip do play with rattan shafts. Rattan shafts have a little bit of flexibility to them. So as the shafts are pressed together in the hand, they have a little bit of give. You could certainly play Burton Grip with birch shafts, but it's a little less comfortable. I find that the rattan shafts are a little bit, have just enough give in the hand to make this cross grip a little bit more comfortable. So as far as playing the instrument, once we have the grip, we want to start with what's often referred to as double vertical strokes or double stops within the hand, which is both mallets hitting at the same time. And when that happens, we're going to basically just be using a knocking motion with the hand to play the instrument. It would look something like this. And you can see my hand is just bending at the wrist and allowing, like knocking on a door or like dribbling a basketball, that up and down motion with both mallets moving simultaneously to strike the bar. Same thing, of course, would be true in the right hand. Okay, and we're trying to make sure that we keep the grip fairly firm inside the hand so we don't get any ticking sound with the mallets connecting inside the hand, so we just get the pure sound of the bars as opposed to any of that clicking sound we get if we loosen the grip within the hand. So it's really important that we keep that pretty firm. Okay, so that's a double vertical or a double stop type stroke when we want both mallets to strike at the same time. Of course, that's not always going to be the case. Sometimes we want only one mallet to play at a time. For example, if you're playing your scales. A couple different ways we can do this with Burton Grip. I'll start with just both the inside mallets. And we're going to go ahead and do a rotation motion such that the outside mallet stays relatively stagnant and the inside mallet is pivoting on this outside mallet. Okay, So we do something that looks like this, and I'll do it with both hands alternating, using the inside mallet exclusively, pivoting on that outside mallet. And you can see the outside mallets remain relatively static or stable as I move up and down the keyboard, and I'm pivoting off of that mallet to play that inside stroke. One more time. Okay, now if we're going to use the outside mallet, we tend to rotate on that inside mallet, of course, but we're going to typically go ahead and pull that inside mallet out of the way enough to allow ourselves almost the same motion we used for a double stop, but now we've only got one mallet involved. You can see that knocking motion pivots on that inside mallet, allowing that same sort of wrist motion as when we played a double stop, but in this case we're using that motion as a pivot on that inside mallet. Okay. Often when individuals play Burton Grip, they take advantage of that real comfortable knocking stroke of the outside mallet, and they'll use just the inside mallet of the left hand and the outside mallet of the right hand to play that same scale. So you can see that I'm going to rotate here, inside mallet, and a knocking motion here with my outside mallet. And essentially this inside mallet stays out of the way, kind of hugging close to my body and out of the position. Now, of course, the obvious question is, why in the world wouldn't you use just the two inside mallets that are closest to each other for playing single line music? Why would this mallet be involved in that scale? Well, the reason being is that that mallet, whenever you play chords, is your melody note or is your melody mallet. And so the ability to play that scale and then keep that same mallet involved, that outside right hand mallet involved playing the top note of a chord and then back into the melody, and keeping that same mallet as our melody note is a great degree, adds a degree of consistency to our playing, in that that mallet is always involved in the melody, whether it's a single line or a full chord progression. So there's just the basics of the Burton Grip. Of course, if you play alternating notes with the same hand, the only other thing that would be involved is a rotation where as one mallet it plays, the other one rotates up to position. So almost an alternating motion like you would with two hands playing snare drum. So as you play an alternating stroke, you're going to see one mallet come up as the other goes down. To some extent, there's still a natural rebound that comes immediately after playing each mallet. So hopefully that gets you a good start on the basics of the Burton Grip. Certainly would recommend you look up more information as far as just the nuanced specifics, but that should give you the basics. Working with a teacher also helps in getting the details of exact finger position. But just to start, pick up the mallets and just practice opening and closing, and those three types of stroke, the double vertical, what would be considered an single independent stroke, rotating on the unused mallet, and then those alternating strokes as one plays, the other one comes up and gets ready to play the next note. So best of luck with that. Enjoy. Thanks.